Jai Hind, I'm Vedana Singh and you are most welcome on my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I'm going to do the complete answer of chapter Nutrition in Plant for class 7 Science. So first there is a multiple choice questions are there. So first we'll do that one. The first is which of the following is an example of autotrophic uh, nutrition? The option among this option, the correct answer is cactus. So the next question is, what is the role of chlorophyll in photosynthesis? Means you have to say that what is the role of chlorophyll. The correct answer of this question is to absorb sunlight. Now the next question is, which gas is released during photosynthesis? Among these fourth option, the oxygen is a correct answer. Now the next question is, which mode of nutrition is observed in parasitic plants? Among these options, C is a correct option. The answer is obtaining nutrients from the host. The next question is fifth number question. Which part of the plant absorb water for photosynthesis? Among these four options, the B is a correct answer, that is root. Now the next is fill in the blanks. In the fill in the blanks, the first question is plants that produce their own food using sunlight are called, that is autotrophs. The next question is the process of preparing food in plant is called, that is photosynthesis. The next question is insectivorous plant obtain nutrient by trapping what, that is insects. The next question is the green pigment in the leaf responsible for photosynthesis is called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the correct answer. This is a green pigment which is used to observe the sunlight during the photosynthesis. Now the next question is plant like Cuscuta shows a parasitic mode of nutrition. So parasitic is a correct answer for this fill in the blanks. Now the next question, that is true or false. In the true or false, the first is chlorophyll is found in the root of plants. That is a false. It is not. Chlorophyll is always present in the leaf of a plant. Now the next question is photosynthesis uses carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Yes, this is the true. The next is insectivorous plants are autotrophs. No, that is false. The next question is saprophytic plants feeds on dead and decaying organic matters. Yes, that is true. The next question is photosynthesis occurs only in a green part of the plant. Yes, that is true. The next question is that is define the following terms. Here the terms are given here. Then we have to define. I have written the answer in point wise. So you should write in the point wise and it would be easy to remember you or revise you. The first is autotrophic nutrition. The first point is this is the process by which plant and certain organism makes their own food using simple substance like water, carbon dioxide and sunlight. That is the autotrophic nutrition. Now the examples are given here. Generally plants use the photosynthesis to make the food and some or animals are also there. So now the next question is heterotrophic nutrition. So we are going to define the heterotrophic nutrition. The answer is it is a process by which organism depend on other organism for food. And the second point is they cannot make their own food. And the example is animals, fungi and insectivorous plant. The next is third number is photosynthesis. This is a process by which green plants use sunlight, carbon dioxide and water to produce food and oxygen. That is the photosynthesis. The next is fourth number question, parasitic plant. The answer first point is the plant that lives on or inside other plant, that is a host plant, and depend on them for nutrients, that is parasitic plants, and these plants do not have chlorophyll and cannot make their own food. So the examples are Cuscuta, that is Doodles, and Mistolotui, that is the example for this plant. But then now saprophytic plants, the plant that feed on dead and decayed organic matters to get their nutrients, that is the saprophytic plants. And the second point is they release their enzymes to break down the materials and absorb the nutrients. Examples are fungi, um, mushrooms, fungus, etc. Now the question is match the column. In the match the column, the correct answer is written here. So in the first autotroph, Autotroph, that is D is a correct option. That is the D, prepare their own foods. And parasitic plants, that is the example is cascuta plants. And the next is chlorophyll. It is chlorophyll is responsible to trap the sunlight during the photosynthesis. Now the next is insectivorous plant. That is the pitcher plant is an insectivorous plant. Example, that is the saprophytic plants that feeds on decayed matters, that is saprophytic. Now the next question is, that is the you have to give statements are given there, and for this statement you have to give the reason, proper reason you have to write. So the first is autotrophic plants are essential for life on earth. So yeah, the reason is these plants through the process of photosynthesis produce oxygen and food, that is glucose, which are vital for life. And the second is oxygen is necessary for animals and humans to breathe, and food provide energy to organisms in the ecosystem. Without autotrophic plants, life on earth would not be sustainable. See, in the first point, reason is clear here, because autotrophic plants give us oxygen, which is essential for us for the breathing. And the second is oxygen is also, along with this, oxygen makes the balanced ecosystem. Now the next is second statement, parasitic plant depend on host plant for their nutrients. Yes, these plants like cascuta do not have chlorophyll, so they cannot perform the photosynthesis to make their own food. Generally, these plants don't have the chlorophyll, so it cannot be prepare their own foods. Instead, they attach to the host plant and absorb nutrition and water directly from them using their roots, or specialized structures are there, so they can take the nutrients from the other plant. The next third number is saprophytic plants thrive in a nutrient-rich decaying matters. The reason is this, like fungi, feeds on dead and decayed organic matters. They release enzymes to break down the complex organic compound into simpler one and absorb the nutrients. This helps at recycling nutrients in the ecosystem, allowing for the new plant growth. The fourth number is photosynthesis occurs only in the presence of sunlight. The reason is that sunlight provides energy that is needed for photosynthesis. Second is the energy from the sun is absorbed by the chlorophyll in a plant cell. The next is without sunlight, the plant cannot perform photosynthesis effectively, thus limiting their ability to produce the food. The next is that is fifth number. Insectivorous plant traps insects to compensate for poor soil nutrients. The reason is these plants, like pitcher plants and Venus flytraps, grow on nutrients poor soil. Such absorb boggy areas where essential nutrients like nitrogen are scarce. Now second is it make up for this, they trap digest insect, obtain vital nutrients, especially nitrogen, from the insect bodies to support their growth. But the next question, G number question, is that we have to write the answer in brief. So the first question is, what are autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition? See, first, autotrophic mode of nutrition, organism that makes their own food using sunlight, water, carbon dioxide through the process of photosynthesis, that is the autotrophic nutrition. And that's a heterotrophic nutrition is organism that depends on other organism for their food because they cannot make their own food. So heterotrophics and autotrophics, these are the 2 points written here. Now the next question is, how do parasitic plants obtain their nutrients? The answer for the question is, first point, these plants like cascuta attach the host plant, and the second is it absorbs nutrients and water directly from the host plant through a specialized structure called hostoria. So the next question is, why chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis? Question is clear. It is because the chlorophyll is a green pigment that is plant absorb the sunlight, and the second is without chlorophyll plant cannot capture the sunlight and perform photosynthesis. These are the answer that why the chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. Now the next question is, what role do the insectivorous plant play in nutrition deficient environment? The answer is first is this plant grow in nutrition poor soil. Second is it traps insects to obtain essential nutrients such as nitrogen that lacking in the soil. The next fifth number question is what is the importance of photosynthesis in maintaining ecological balance? This is a clear question and good question. It is photosynthesis is vital for producing oxygen and food. It helps regulating atmosphere. Generally, it regulates atmosphere and it provides the energy base for almost all food chains, supporting life on Earth and maintain ecological balance. These are the 3 points that is explain the answer for the question is why photosynthesis is important for maintaining the ecological balance. Now the question is in detail. You have to write the answer in details. The question is explain the difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition with example. One side you have to write the autotrophic mode of nutrition and the second is heterotrophic nutrition. In the first points in autotrophic, organism makes their own food and in heterotropics the organism depend on other plants or animal for their foods. And the second point is it usually happens in green plants and it happens in animals, human and some non-green plants only. The next is point in autotrophic they use sunlight, carbon dioxide and water to make their food and they eats plant or animal or both to get energy. The example is green plants, algae, and the example in heterotropics is human, animals, and fungi. These are the examples. These are the 3 basic points. Now the next question is describe the process of photosynthesis with the level diagram. First of all, you should draw this diagram. In this diagram, the plants are here. In the plants, carbon dioxide, they are taking the leaf, sunlight, they are getting the sunlight and the carbon dioxide. Along with this, they produces oxygen while in the process of photosynthesis. See the process by which green plants make their own food using sunlight, carbon dioxide and water from soil, that is called photosynthesis. Now what are the steps that generally performed during the photosynthesis and what are the roles of that particular parts? First is leaves takes carbon dioxide through tiny hole that is called stomata. Stomata is the area that is used to take the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and the roots absorb water from the soil through the roots. Roots absorb the water from the soil and it goes through the up to leaves. Now the next is chlorophyll. Generally it is used to capture the sunlight. We have already discussed there. And the fourth is using sunlight plant changes carbon dioxide and water into the glucose and give out oxygen. Now the next is discuss the third number question. Discuss the adaptation of insectivorous plant to their environment. Answer is these plants are green plants that can make their own food but also trap and eat insects to get nutrient, especially nitrogen. These are the first point discussing the adaptation of insectivorous plant to their environment. And the second point is they grow in places where the soil lacks important nutrients and adaptation. Not come to the adaptation. The basic points are here. First is modified leaves. Generally, these leaves are changed into the trap to catch the insect. The leaves of these plants are such that they can capture the insects like the Venus fly trap, that is a plant, so jaw-like leaves that closes when the insect touches them. This plant have the leaves like if the insect would try to sit there, they can close their leaves to capture those insects. Now then pitcher plants have the pitcher shaped leaves that hold a liquid. Insect falls in and get digested. Generally this plant have the liquid on their leaves. Whenever any insect sit on their leaves, it generally cannot fly, so that is the reason they can capture them easily. The sticky surface or hair. Some have sticky parts that capture hold insects. And the third is this adaptation helps the survival in poor soil conditions. Means these are the adaptation for the insectivorous plant to environment. Now the next question, that is the fourth number question, is explain the importance of photosynthesis for life on Earth. Answer is, as we have already discussed, it is a photosynthesis is very important for living things. Now the reason is why it is important to make food. How it is maintained, it is a main source of food for all animals and plants. The next is gives oxygen, means photosynthesis gives us oxygen, and which is very useful for maintaining the ecological balance and other lives. And the balances natures, it also balances nature, we have already discussed in the previous. Now that it helps to maintain the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the air. Now that it supports life, photosynthesis also supports life. Without photosynthesis, no food, no oxygen, and life would not be possible on Earth without oxygen. Now the next, and I think it is the last question. Question is, how do parasitic plants and saprophytic plants differ in their mode of nutrition? The one side you have to write the parasitic points, and the next is saprophytic plants. In the parasitic point, the first point is these plants lives on other plants and make nutrients from them. And here first point in the saprophytic is first point, these plants feed on dead and decaying matters. And the second point is they harms the host plant. Here in the second point, in saprophytic plants are they help in cleaning the environment by breathing down earth dead things. And the example is cuscuta, that is marble, and the in example is fungi and mushroom. With if you have any query, you can ask in the comment box. With this end, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.